episode of the Council of the First Ones was recorded on February 7th, 2021. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Council of the First Ones. I'm your host, Kelly. Joining me today is the owner of AdultCollector.org, David. Hi, David. How's everything going today?
Hi, Kelly. Oh, it's going pretty good. Right before we started the recording, I got my shipment or my notice that my Castle Greyskull that I ordered just showed up, and I looked all around, and nope, it's not here. So I'll have to hopefully get that straightened out with FedEx.
I know today they dropped off someone else's package. I'm like, wrong road.
Right.
And they wound up dropping my package, which was Duncan's dog food, at the person whose package I had. Luckily, it was before the snow started.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Well, there's plenty to talk about. There's been a lot going on in the Motu community with, Masters of the Universe Origins. We've got, where do you want to start?
Well, probably with that special sale on Matty Collector of the Madsaki Motu figures and how fast they sold out in less than 2 minutes.
Right. The Mattel Creative website.
Yes.
Oh. Yeah.
I was surprised how quickly they sold out.
Me too. Yeah, I personally find the figure with the blacked out eyes, I find it kind of really creepy and honestly disrespectful of the brand, and
that's the way I felt too, because at least on the East Coast where I am, it looked like regular graffiti.
Mm-hmm.
Someone tagged it.
Right, exactly.
But I know this is a well-established artist. It is his style. So there is people that follow him.
Yep. He's well known.
Yes.
And more power to him. Just I personally have zero interest in in his work, and certainly not these Motu products that are featuring his artwork.
Yeah, I saw the figures. I'm like, okay, I can understand. But the prints, I was like, he took Emiliano's artwork and did that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But Mattel gave the blessing.
Yeah. It's a thing. Just like baby Skeletor on a toilet is a thing from the Matty Collector days.
Yes. And there was no reference for that. But I got to say, that was cute, though.
Yeah. It had its
scary
charm. Certainly had its charm. Yeah.
But it just tells you how diverse the fandom has become.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
And I have a feeling we'll be seeing his Skeletors soon, since He-Man and Battle Cat did so well.
I wouldn't be surprised, yeah.
But let's get on that we're seeing Origins showing up all over the place.
Yes and no.
I went into Target yesterday and saw a 5-year-old begging for a merman.
Really? That's awesome.
Yes. That was such a joy to see a child wanting merman.
Wow.
And the parents did not know what to say. I was like, let's just get this for the kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You figure at that age, they had no cartoon or anything, and the kid was drawn to it.
Mm-hmm.
So that was so beautiful to see.
Yeah, that's very special. Yeah, we've been seeing them in Target. I know a lot of people are sharing their frustrations about not being able to find them in their area. At the same time, we have Big Bad Toy Store. We've got those pre-orders coming, and I know that the wave with She-Ra and
I
Zodak.
I just got my shipping notice for the She-Ra Origins.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Those are going to be showing up, and people can get their fill. I know. I think Trapjaw sold out. I feel like people have plenty, ample opportunity to pre-order these with Big Bad Toy Stores. So.
And they're not the only ones. I've seen them also on Entertainment Earth, deep discounts.
Right.
And if you're ordering off Amazon, look at the price. If it's an Origins figure and it's more than $15, it's third party.
Yeah, and I honestly don't blame people for not understanding this, because it doesn't make sense why this should be a thing, but it unfortunately is nowadays. That if you go to Walmart's website or Amazon's website, you'll see those figures. You'll use the same link that other people did to get these $15 figures, and suddenly you see them at 30 something, 40 something, 60. And as you said, it's because it's a third party listing, and how it works is once the $15 figure sells out, the website uses the same link to automatically redirect people to those third party listings. And so once the figure restocks, then that same link will direct you to the $15 listing.
Right. And what really gets me upset is I know that both Walmart, Amazon, they're dealing with these third-party people. These are the ones that ran to the store and bought out everything.
Right, the scalpers.
Right. And they're allowing them on the site. I mean, I understand, yes, they are entitled to make a profit, but there's been enough reports showing how these people operate, how they're looking to see what is the hot thing and then quickly run and buy everything out.
Yeah, and it's frustrating because it's hard to provide the links, to provide the information, when I know that so many people are going to see those higher prices, and quite a few people end up paying that price, either because they just don't understand that,
or they're so desperate.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a mix of things, but I don't want to give any support at all to the scalpers. Yeah.
No, I'd rather turn around and wait a little while, or if it's someone I trust and I know they have an extra, then I don't mind giving it a few extra dollars to cover the shipping and all like that. Because I think people within our community who know each other know, okay, we're not going to rip you off. I mean, yes, there are a few that will, but the real diehards who have the extras do give them out. It'd be at a $2 or $3 increase, and most times it's to cover gas and postage. I know I've even gotten a few figures from Chris Diaz from Hunter Knight, cool, because he had a few extras, especially when I first started collecting classics, and it wasn't much higher than it was getting it through Matty Collector.
Nice. Yeah, that's awesome of him to help you out.
So there are people out there, and I know that's a big thing on all of the adult collector sites, that no, we're not here to promote scalping.
Right. Yeah, and people, if somebody comes on there trying to trying to scalp their figures, then they're quickly met with heavy opposition from the other group members. So yeah, no worries there. And we've got a growing team of moderators who help keep the groups clean of that sort of thing. Yeah.
But also, I heard with the Hordak wave, there's been a quick change on Mattel's end.
Yeah, according to Big Bad Toy Store.
That they're replacing Stinkor with Faker.
Yeah, Stinkor is going to show up in a later wave. They didn't specify which one. And we're going to get Faker in that wave 6. So that's very exciting news. I mean, I'm bummed that we're not going to get Stinkor, but at least we have this confirmation, at least from Big Bad Toy Store, that we are getting a Faker figure. Now,
I'm wondering if with Stinkor, if they're going to give him that stink.
I really hope so. But if they don't, then we'll just order some patchouli, or what is that called? Patchouli on
Amazon.
Online, and stink them up ourselves. Oh yeah.
But I'm wondering if that could be why he was pushed back. Maybe that's something that came up, and they're like, "Oh, we're going to hear a lot from the fandom if we don't have the stink."
Could be, yeah. It's really hard to tell. Of course, we don't have somebody like Toy Guru Scott, giving us that insider scoop.
Yeah, he no longer works for Mattel and had to deal with their customer service over the She-Ra sword issue.
Oh yeah, see, I didn't catch the video, but yeah, I heard that he was able to get that fixed. Yeah.
Yes, he actually recorded his encounter with Mattel, and they're much sweeter than dealing with Digital River. But it was pretty much like he knew they won't have bins of extra swords around.
Right.
But I think he just wanted to show that, yes, it even happens to those who know people in the toy industry, and I didn't call in a favor.
All right.
But what turned out, someone who also follows his channel actually bought the merman, and the merman had She-Ra's sword and shield.
Oh, really?
So they just mailed it to each other.
Oh, that worked out beautifully. That's great.
Yeah. I mean, this is what all Masters of the Universe fans are about. Love, kindness, friendship. And I know the other hot thing that was going around this weekend was getting ready for Target Con with the Skeletor on his throne. That sold out very quickly in the pre-orders.
The Funko Pop.
Yes.
That's a great looking figure, yeah.
I was so disappointed that I missed out on the pre-order. I'm hoping to get to Target to grab it when it comes out later this month.
Oh, it's a really cool looking figure. Even though I have a Funko Mega Store very close to me, I just can't. I know. I can't bring myself to collect pop figures. It's it's a rabbit hole. I can't do it.
Now, I cherry pick with the Funko.
Yeah.
I mean, I have the whole first wave still mint in box.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I know how much that She-Ra's worth. I'm like, nope, that's mine. I have a handful of them. I have almost all of the She-Ra's that they have put out. I'm just missing one, which was the San Diego exclusive, and I refuse to pay the price on the secondary market. But
yeah,
I have the new ones that just came out, the glow in the dark, the keychain. Just got those.
Yeah,
they came in the same day as my little people.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I just well, I gave a set of those little people to a friend's kid. They really liked it. And Melendi Britt, the voice of the '80s She-Ra, she was posting the other day that she was enjoying her keychain She-Ra Funko figure.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. It's great that we're seeing so many announcements. We are seeing some He-Man stuff that we can enjoy, like the Mega Constructs stuff, the Battle Ram, and we've
yes,
got
I just got done building my battle ram.
nice.
In fact, I had to call up Mattel because I was missing pieces, and as soon as it comes into stock, they said they'll ship it out to me.
I'm sure that I'd be buying all of the Mega Constructs right now if I was able to get the castle, but it's so expensive. Like if I feel like if the castle was like $75, yeah, to me personally, that's a fair price, and I would get it and enjoy it. But otherwise,
you don't want to know how much I paid for mine because it was on the discount clearance, then on an extra 30, I paid under $50.
Really? Wow, that's great.
That was during the summer when GameStop was trying to clear out the castles before they knew it was going to be another wave coming of castles.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. You got it just at the perfect time.
Oh, it was a sweetheart deal.
So,
and it looks like I'm going more towards the Mega Constructs with my figures instead of the Origins. I'm like, I'm having too much fun with these than the Origins.
Oh, really? Nice. And it's interesting because I noticed that the Mega Constructs fans group on Facebook is surprisingly popular. So yeah, I keep thinking I've got to pay more attention to that group, because I'm not collecting the toys myself, but a lot of people are engaged on it. So
yeah, I got in fairly early. I have almost every figure but the Scareglow, including the San Diego Comic-Con / PowerCon exclusive Battle Bones.
Oh.
And I'm like, okay, I'm having too much fun building this and this. Because I know I've gone on to the site and they're like, yeah, if you get the Halo Mega Blocks, they have the ones that look like rocks so you could do your landscaping. And you want this set because you can get these pieces. So I'm having too much fun with my Mega Blocks. I'm now just trying to hunt down the 3 Skeletor heads. They've been selling out like crazy.
Those are incredibly tempting. And my brother actually spotted one of those at a Fred Meyer store the other day. I thought that was very interesting. Made me wonder if we would see some Origins figures there as well.
Now, what kind of store is that? Because on the East Coast, we don't have those.
Oh, right. Yeah, Fred Meyer's is like, it's a department store. It's kind of like, I guess, Target or Walmart or any of those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And they have quite a few of them in the Pacific Northwest here. So, but so yeah, I'm. Mm-hmm.
So, it's just showing that it's everywhere.
Yeah, and I'm starting to think like, okay, so does that make the distribution problems better or worse? Just because it's like, okay, so now they're at Target, and there was about a week or two where you could call up and you could pretty easily find Origins figures. Now it's, I hear more and more. Some people are still finding them, but yeah, it can be a challenge. And then in terms of distribution, Target's website, of course. You don't see a lot of them offered there. Walmart, you still have nothing but Skeletor and some He-Man figures. And Big Bad Toy Store, again, so happy that they're starting to ship that one wave of figures. I'm really hoping that we see some of the new waves be shipped. So I'm not sure exactly when that's going to happen. We'll see. Castle Greyskull, according to Big Bad Toy Store, was pushed back.
Summer.
Yeah, it's apparently pushed back to, I want to say August. I'm going to check right now.
That's what I thought I saw it as, August. But I'm wondering if this is also maybe from the manufacturer over in China with still dealing with COVID issues and trying to ramp up all their back orders.
Sure. Yeah, either that or maybe it was, maybe people had some bad information originally. I'm not sure what it is, you know.
There's so many things that could be in the pipeline.
Right. Or, I mean, it could be like you were saying, like with Stink or Stink, maybe they decided to push it back a bit so that they could make a few changes. We don't know. All we can do is speculate.
Maybe they're taking out that glitter that was in the castle.
God, I wish.
I hope.
Yeah. Or I don't know. I'm not gonna spend the whole episode ragging on it, but we spent an episode on that. It leaves a lot to be desired, and that's that castle that I spoke about at the beginning of this episode. You know, I want to get a castle. I bought a bunch of paints and custom parts. I'm all ready to fully customize the vintage castle, and when the Origins castle comes in, I'm going to borrow parts from that to help customize the vintage castle. Yeah.
I know one thing I've been looking for are the deluxe Origin figures, so I can see how they are firsthand.
Yeah, Battle Armor, He-Man, and Skeletor.
Clamp Champ, Ram Man.
We'll be getting the deluxe Mosquitor and Hordak. And
I know we know Pixel Dan's happy with Mosquito coming out so early in the Origins.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and it's interesting to see these, what people are calling variants of the Battle Armor figures. This is a pretty new revelation to me, that some of the Battle Armor He-Man figures are they have shiny silver armor, and the boots are two-tone. The stripes are a different color, and then the others are. I've got it I think I've got it mixed up. So some of them have shiny armor, but then flat boots, you know, single-tone boots, and then two-tone boots on the non-shiny armor variant. And then with Battle Armor Skeletor, my understanding anyway is that the only changes on his eye sockets, they're either purple or black. I saw some video, it wasn't in English, that looked like maybe there could have been some difference in the purple of the armor or something like that. I'm not sure. But it seems to me like they're, you know, halfway through the production run making changes, and that's the end result. You know, not that they're intentionally releasing two different versions just because.
Yeah, change like a running change that they made in the production line.
Right, exactly. And I'm all for it. You know, and I think it's fun for collectors to have these slightly different variants to collect. I think collectors really don't mind. And, you know, of course, it makes it hard to collect to know which one you're getting when you order from like a Big Bad Toy Store or Target.com or something like that. So, for instance, I have 2 Battle Armor He-Man figures, and they're both the non-shiny version. Well, so if I want the other variant, then I'm going to have to either find them in the store, which I'm honestly avoiding stores because of the ongoing pandemic situation,
Right.
or you get them from somebody else, from one of these buy-sell Facebook groups, or I guess eBay if you if you really want to spend that kind of money. But yeah, so I would love to see some other variants, if you will, like Zodak. Clearly, there's something wrong with his head to where it sits too low on the neck, and so the helmet basically sits on top of his shoulders. But if you prop the head up just a little bit, and some people have shown off their own solutions of putting like a little mini rubber band around the neck peg or something like that. You prop it up a bit and it looks, exactly like it should. It looks perfectly fine. And so, yeah, that's definitely a fix I would like to see.
Hopefully someone caught that and they'd hopefully do a running change on that.
Yeah, I hope so. And of course, it would be nice again if they fixed those knees. I wouldn't mind. I'll pay for the figures again, I promise.
Yeah, I know they wanted to go with no pins, but especially on the female figures, those knees, I'm sorry, I can't get past them.
They're just so small. The figures are so small. I would imagine, of course, I'm not a toy engineer or anything like that, but I would imagine that the number of possibilities for a toy that with legs that small it's limited. Their choices are limited. But I'm sure there are choices. I'm sure that there is a better solution out there. Another variant I wanted to mention is, and I've heard about this a few times, that some people have pointed out that Roboto, the Origins Roboto figure, doesn't have a heart. And this whole time I thought, looking at I've got my vintage Roboto figure. I'm looking at it. I'm thinking, well, this doesn't have a heart in the chest, and the classics version clearly does.
Yes.
And so I learned today that it's because somebody took a really good shot of, from the side of Roboto, the vintage figure actually does have a heart. If you look at it from the right angle, you have to look at it really closely. There's a red heart in the center of his chest.
And the Origins one doesn't have it.
Right. Well, and
I know they're missing the 2 back gears also.
Exactly. So I would love to see a variant, or I don't know, some other re-release of Roboto that has the 2 gears and the heart.
Yeah, maybe as a deluxe figure.
Sure. Yeah, and I was thinking, I was surprised that Roboto didn't come to us as a deluxe figure because of all the, because of his action feature, moving parts. So I think we honestly would have been better off.
Maybe they figured we wouldn't notice a few little things missing to bring it to retail at the price point.
And they'd be wrong because collectors notice this sort of thing.
Yeah, they should have talked with Scott. Scott could have given them a lot of insight on how we become very possessive of our figures.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I see a lot of his analysis in his videos, which is fascinating. It's a lot of great insight.
Oh yeah.
So we have now received these photos for the Triclops Origins figures and the Hordak Origins figure, and I'm pretty impressed with them. I noticed Joe Amato, he did a mock-up of what the paint on the Hordak figure should look like, and I think he did a great job. And it really illustrates that there really isn't enough paint, black paint on the Hordak head. It looks pretty. It looks half done.
Wow.
Really. Yeah. So, I think a lot of people will be customizing theirs, or I'm certainly gonna be replacing that head with the vintage one. And some people have said, well, the Hordak head's too big. But honestly, in my opinion, when you look at the vintage Hordak head, yeah, the vintage Hordak head's pretty big. So I feel like it's size-wise and the overall shape of it's pretty spot on to the vintage one.
Well, I also heard that the translucent Origin Skeletors have shipped.
Yes.
I'm waiting on mine. I haven't gotten mine yet.
Mm-hmm.
But the ones I've seen online, that box is really nice. I love that it's a see-through box.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's labeled so you can understand some of the parts and a little history in the back.
Apparently
the one thing I wish Mattel, and it has come to light that Mattel does not share run numbers. Since this is a collector item that they were selling at a higher price point, I wish they would tell us how many of each of those figures, or give you, this is number 18 out of 10,000.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
When it's a collector's figure, because really it's a $15 figure that we're paying $50 for, because we wanted it translucent. I think that they should have been able to share with us.
Yeah, that would be nice. And I mean, there are no paint apps, of course, on the figure, so why is it so expensive? I mean, again, it's one of these exclusive figures with fancy packaging, and I'm just really not keen on buying them.
Right.
So yeah,
I mean, I bought it because I figured, okay, one for that I'm going to keep sealed, but the other one being crystal clear, I can use it in my classroom to show the engineering inside the toy.
Right. Yeah.
So I know one will be destroyed. Hate to say it that way, but even though I deal with middle schoolers, going around getting 150 hands on it per year, it's not going to stay in 100% shape.
I really wanted to thank our dear friend Renee's wife. She was absolutely a trooper in helping me to get those PowerCon exclusive figures. Renee was very kind in helping me to get them. Of course, with the pandemic situation, he ended up needing to ship the figures to me once he got them in the mail, because there was no longer going to be a live in-person event. And
right.
And because he passed away from the virus, his wife was very kind in helping me to get them to ship them to me once they arrived at their home.
Yes, I know she was so worried about you getting them. She's like, Kelly, make sure David knows. As soon as I get them, I will send them. I'm like, don't worry, Annette. Don't worry.
Yeah, she's awesome. And so I thank you so much. I can't thank her enough for helping me. And yeah, so and again to thank Renee, because for wanting to help me out in the first place, and he was going
Oh,
to
yeah.
buy him and then ship them
And they
for
showed
me.
that. I know going to PowerCon is not going to be the same without him.
Right, absolutely not.
Because so many years the two of us have been going there together.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, God, we traveled with it from LAX airport to when it went to Torrance and then to its current home next to Disneyland.
Yeah, and it was great talking with him at the show last year, and I mean not last year, but
The year
the
before,
year before.
I think, yeah, because we all met for the first time there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When they were cutting the cake.
Yeah. I'll never forget meeting him for the first time. It was when we were in line to grab our tickets, I believe, and he happened to be like right behind me or something. Yeah, and we got to chatting, and he said it would be fun to have me on this show, and yeah, so. But I mean, talking about it'll never be the same. I hope that everybody will be able to attend in person this year. I mean, we'll see.
They did send out the survey because I did mine. I know this year there's no way I can go out there.
Right, that's right.
It's the first week of school plus the 20th anniversary of 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be events that I'm going to because where I am, I went to enough funerals because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I still remember seeing out of my classroom the towers coming down and trying to jump over desks to close the blinds as quickly as I could.
Oh, wow.
Because I had a beautiful view of them right from my classroom.
Oh, wow.
So it's just going to be too hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, who knows if California is going to even allow anything.
Right.
They haven't allowed anything to really open up there.
Well, it's an evolving situation with the COVID variants. They're saying that there's that variant from the UK, and that's supposed to be the dominant
really
strain or whatever in the next month. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's already hit, I think, Florida, and I forget what other state, and then there's the South African one that hit in Virginia and Maryland.
Right. So, more to come on that. We just have to hope for the best.
Wait and see.
Yep. And in the meantime, we've got, thankfully, again, those pre-orders online. So if you can't find them in the store, you still have your pre-order in place, which is a much different situation than it was last year when the only option we had was to keep visiting Walmarts and try to figure out the puzzle of, pallet watching and getting up early and all that mess. Yeah.
Well, we still have to do that for the WWE.
Yes.
The Eternia.
And we've got 2 waves of those figures coming. Actually, I know at least one of them is starting to show up now. There's the wave with Goldberg and Stephanie McMahon and those figures.
Is that the wave with Roddy Piper?
That's a different wave. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So there's
I saw him. I'm like, ooh, I'll have to pick that one up because I remember seeing him wrestle.
Yeah, looking now. Let's see, on the Masters of the WWE Universe Facebook page, we've got Kane, Goldberg, uh, Stephanie McMahon, and a second version of Ultimate Warrior. And then the other wave is Roddy Piper, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Macho Man Savage, like a horde version of him, black and white, and then Becky Lynch. And yeah.
Well, I'm glad they're finally getting some women also in that line.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
been
it's
too
wonderful.
long without a woman.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and I noticed with Becky Lynch, those horrible knees are covered up by, these little plastic or rubber, little, what do you call them?
Knee pads.
Knee pads, yeah. And then, let's see, and then with the Stephanie McMahon figure, well, her pants are mostly black, so yeah, it's harder to notice.
The knees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Black does wonders.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm hoping that I can get some help in tracking those down, because I'm, again, trying to avoid the stores. But we'll see. I mean, it's incredible that they're essentially coming out at the same time, with little, in the way of announcements. And so there's even, rightfully so, confusion about what the wave numbers are. Which wave is which.
Right.
But yeah, I can't wait to get those in hand. And of course, the new Eternia minifigures. We've got, those single bubble carded figures showing up in Canada. I think they're starting to show up in the US. Can't recall, but yeah, they're on the way. They're coming.
Yeah, I know. I ordered my Slime Pit box set from Big Bad Toy Store, plus the Snake Mountain one, because I didn't get that from Walmart.
Oh, okay. Yeah, which Big Bad Toy Store advertised it as the Anti-Eternia set, which is wrong. It's, it's the Snake Mountain set is what you actually get in the mail. So I was able to cancel my order.
I know I typed in the Snake Mountain minis, and that's what showed up when I was looking for them.
Mm-hmm.
But when you also type in the Anti-Eternia minis, it does show up.
Oh, okay.
With the Snake Mountain. So it's still showing there, but I'm sure they're going to correct it like they did with other things.
Well,
once they get the pictures.
Yeah, I hope. I mean, I called up Big Bad Toy Store as soon as I noticed the error and let them know, and they said they would fix it, and there's no correction yet, but hopefully, yeah, when they get some pictures, then they'll get that corrected. We'll see. But yeah, what I did was I called up, let them know about the problem, and I did what they suggested, which is to have them put my set in my pile of loot. And because of that, it didn't ship. And as soon as somebody shared a picture showing us what actually came in the mail, I was able to go online to the pile of loot, and it let me cancel it with no problem.
Yeah, they're really good about that.
Very good. Yeah, I hadn't done it before until recently, and now every time I'm able to score a figure, in the store or from a friend, then I just go to Big Bad Toy Store, update my order to remove that figure, and it's incredibly easy. I love it.
Yes. But we can't forget Super 7 here.
They are really busy.
Oh my God, that Thundercat is the Thunder Tank. I couldn't believe how amazing that was.
It's impressive, and I should definitely point out that the person who did the designing of the vehicle is Joe Amaro, our friend.
No wonder it was so perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Joe Amaro, who helped design the Masters of the Universe
Mountain.
classics, Snake Mountain, Castle Greyskull, the vehicles, Roton and Battle Ram and all the rest.
Oh yeah.
He was like the fifth horseman for sure, and for a long time he couldn't publicly say that he was the person who designed them. Yeah. So, yep.
I know he made a scale model of the attack track, cartoon accurate. Oh, I wanted it so badly.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Because it was such a beauty.
Well, and he did those. He created the custom hover robots before he got a chance to actually make the official ones.
Oh yes.
And by the way, I still love those hover robots. I would love some shorter stands so that I can display them with my Origins figures. I would think that would be a super simple thing to make. Mm-hmm.
I want to get more of them. I just hope they come out in Origins, because I only picked up one set when they were on Matty. I forget if they were Matty Collector or Super 7.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were Matty Collector because Scott's former boss has them up for sale on eBay.
Sorry, which ones?
Price.
Sorry, somebody was just giving me some news. Yeah, they were Matty Collector. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm kicking myself in the butt that I didn't get enough of them. So I'm hoping to see them in Origins so I can mix them in with the Matty Collector ones.
Oh yeah,
I think the size difference won't be too bad.
Mm-hmm.
And who said they couldn't be a little smaller? We got many Skeletors.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, hover robots would be a perfect choice for the Origins line, and they've already shown up in at least one or maybe two of the mini comics. At least one, yeah. So yeah, I'd love to see that, and we're seeing now. I wanted to mention that in the mini comics, we're seeing so many appearances of all these characters that we haven't received in figure form yet, and it's just driving me nuts. I want them all. And on the packaging, like now we have, what is it, Hordak? There's on his packaging we've got Modulok and Grizzlor and a bunch of figures are being teased, and I love it. I can't wait to see future waves. Of course, we've gotten this, with Big Bad Toy Stores pre-orders. We're seeing fairly far into the future now, which is a real treat. And I'm hoping that we'll see photos soon of the Wind Raider.
But this is such a great time to have so much Motu out in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like there's more now than there was when we were even kids.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, yes, when we were growing up, I know I had the color forms and the stickers and the trading cards, and there were very limited, at least in the girls section of T-shirts. Mm-hmm. I always had to go over to the boys section for a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Now we just need Netflix to give us some hope.
Yeah, it would be nice to get some kind of, screenshots or character sketches or anything.
Or even just a simple Skeletor laugh from a certain Mark Hamill.
That'd be awesome.
Give us a tease. I mean, it's bad enough it's all going to drop at one time, and we're all going to be taking off from work to watch the whole series.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
I wish Netflix would follow Hulu and Disney Plus with one episode a week. Make us wait.
Yeah.
Like when we were kids, and we'd have to schedule that time to see our show.
Well, yeah, so that the show can last for at least a few news cycles instead of, 1 week of, there's this great show.
Here's the whole season one day. No time for us to digest and dissect and look for the Easter eggs. I mean, that's the only thing I hate about Netflix. It'll
be interesting to see what voice actors they come up with for the other Netflix show, because there's already such a star-studded cast for the Revelation series. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of attention on that show. I've no doubt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And that show, they've been keeping hush-hush.
Very hush-hush, yeah. Well, I'm hopeful that it'll be worth the wait. We'll see.
But I also have to comment on you that Adult Collector has expanded past Motu now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's now becoming if you collect toys, come to us. We're a friendly site. Or a group of sites.
Yeah, I added a few new groups. So because I already had and was developing a group for the Super 7 Ultimates Ninja Turtle line and the Thundercats line. And now with all the announcements that Super 7 has come up with, now I've got a group for Super 7 Ultimates fans that covers all their Ultimates figures from all their lines. And then I've got a specific one for the new Ultimates Power Rangers toy line, the Ultimates Transformers toy line. And I'm sure I'm forgetting one.
I thought I saw Silverhawk.
Yes, that's the other one. Silverhawks. Yeah, so Silverhawks Ultimates. There's a fans group for all of those now and an associated page. And I figured, why not? Sounds like a great idea, right?
More the merrier.
Yeah, well, yeah, I figure I can just expand my moderator team so that I'm not spending all of my time trying to make all this stuff work. It's getting, yeah.
I mean, I had to compliment you with how big it's getting.
Thank you. Yeah, there's, I think between the page followers and the group members, I don't know, I can't, it would be very difficult to find out which ones were, how many unique ones there are, but I think all of them added up to about 150,000 people like 2 months ago or something like that. And now the Origins fans group is up to 21,000 members alone.
Wow.
And, yeah, it's busy. I'm looking at the charts, the insight, the tools that Facebook gives me, and that group is not slowing down. So yeah, it'll be interesting to keep counting away. Let's watch it grow to 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 and beyond. But it is just wonderful to see how much interest there is in this Origins line. And people are already speculating, like, what what other sublines would you like to see other than Masters of the WWE Universe? Do you want to see a subline of Thundercats Origins style figures? Or I mean, licensing aside, I'd love to see a line that's in the style of the Origins figures, but it's the vintage Ninja Turtle toys. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like with
Yeah,
new
that's what I know would
sculpts.
never happen because Playmates holds on to their license very dearly on their turtles.
Sure. But yeah, I mean,
But it
there's a
would
lot
be
of
nice.
possibilities. Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities. We'll see. We'll see what they come up with. But I mean, but they really have to get Masters of the WWE Universe out of the grips of Walmart. Yeah. Otherwise, it's just going to die there, I feel like.
Yeah, because I know every time I go looking for them at Walmart, it's just empty pegs.
Mm-hmm. Well, and some people are saying that their stores aren't even, they're taking down the pegs, which, of course, is odd because there are two new waves coming out at the same time. So it's, so I'm not saying that it's likely to die soon, but I'm saying it would be a lot better off for all of us if it was no longer a Walmart exclusive. Yeah. And I want to see, honestly, they've come out with 2 ring play sets. I would love to see a larger play set that has a ring that's not necessarily specific to Greyskull or Snake Mountain. Maybe kind of given an Eternia theme, so that it kind of represents, the elements.
The 3 towers.
Yeah. So it would have a larger ring, and it would have announcer tables, and it would have the kind of the Titantron entrance with the with the entryway, like some stairs or something. Something beefier and bigger would be really exciting. And maybe with some exclusive figures. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I think the last thing we need to still address, and this is on a sad note, about Dustin Diamond. He was a longtime Motu fan. He did pass away from cancer. Luckily, it was so fast that he did not suffer. But any of us who grew up in the 80s, we got to see him on Saved by the Bell, and he did release several pictures of him with his Motu collection.
Yeah, I honestly didn't know that was him until somebody pointed that out the other day.
Yeah. But it is a sad loss, and he was so young. He was only 44.
Wow.
So, I mean, it still broke my heart
when
I saw the news on it. But on behalf of the council, we are sending our love and prayers to his girlfriend and his family. So I'd like to thank everyone for joining us. Remember to check out heman.org for up-to-the-minute news on PowerCon. If you attended PowerCon in 2019 or bought tickets to the 2020 PowerCon, check your email. They did send out a survey as they're trying to prepare for 2021. I know I got my survey yesterday, which was February 6th. And until next time, good journey.
And this is David Clark, owner of AdultCollector.org. I'd encourage everybody to visit the 21,000 Origins Fans group on Facebook and have a great journey.